is confused. Okay, so let's start. First, any question? Technology, morphology, syntax, nothing. So let's continue with our trees, and then we'll come back to this kind of complicated morphology problem set. So the first tree is, so we did will the mortgage rates decrease in the upcoming year? And now we want to do, where can I find an Italian restaurant in Calgary? So where can I find an Italian restaurant in Calgary? So because it's a question and we want to draw the tree for question, let's see. Yeah, so let's first write the non-interrogative or affirmative form of the sentence of the question. You don't need to answer the question, just change it from question to non-question form. Where can I find an Italian restaurant in Calgary? Change it into non-question, and then you have, I can find an Italian restaurant where in Calgary, something like that. Or I can find an Italian restaurant in Calgary where. Do not respond to the question. Don't say that. You can find an Italian restaurant, for example. Of course, you can do that. You can find a restaurant, an Italian restaurant in Calgary on 17th Avenue. And then instead of on 17th Avenue, you have this word, all right? But do not change any pronoun, because here you have I, so don't change it into you, okay? I can find an Italian restaurant in Calgary on 17th Avenue. And then instead of on 17th Avenue, you have this where. So let's write the non-interrogative sentence. I can find an Italian restaurant in Calgary on 17th Avenue, or where I can find an Italian restaurant in Calgary where. So now draw the tree for this sentence, and then we will do a little bit of magic. You know what magics are. We have auxiliary under tense can, so it should move up to C for complementizer, and you have this WH question. So we have discussed it in the main session, but let's review. So first thing first, let's identify lexical categories. I is a personal pronoun. For personal pronoun, I said you should use triangle DP. Can is an auxiliary which goes under tense. Hopefully you know that. Find is the verb. And is the terminer. Italian is an adjective. Restaurant is the noun. In is preposition. Category is a proper name. For personal pronouns and proper names, you have triangle CP. And then I said all question words or WH question words. By WH, we include HO question words too. So how many, how often, they are also WH question words. So where is again triangle DP? So all WH question words are also triangle DP. All right. So far, so good. Now, if you remember, I said auxiliary goes under tense. So let's build up our TP on top. Maybe we forget. So TP, T bar, and then here you should have T. So auxiliary goes under T. And my brain didn't give me a red flag because of that. There is no that in the sentence, so I'm not worried about complementizer in the middle of the sentence. So good. And then here I should have this. So this should be fixed. And you, yes, you might guess why I used pencil for this tense. If you have not guessed, just we will see why. So let's build up our BP. So our BP, our subject is clear. DPI goes under TP. Good. Now let's build up our BP. So we have a verb, find. Find needs an object, needs a complement. What is the complement? An Italian restaurant. So an Italian restaurant should be complement of the verb. That is, you cannot drop it. You cannot say, I can find in Calgary, where the sentence is wrong. An Italian restaurant is complement of the verb. So you have the noun restaurant, which is also an NP, and you have Italian adjective, which is also adjective phrase. And we said that adjective phrases are almost always complement of the noun. Because they are complement of the noun, sorry, adjuncts. They are adjuncts of the noun. So because they are adjuncts, they should be sister to phrase level, not head. So I should build up my adjective phrase and I should build up my NP. And now I should merge these two together. Now they have same mother, NP, and its adjunct relationship. Okay, because you can simply drop Italian. Now you have the terminal and simply these two together form a DP. And now, because I said find needs one complement, so this DP and the preceding verb, these two, they form BP. So I cannot do this because I have some other elements here. So first I should build up this BP. Now we have category, in category, PPP, they form a PP. But this is adjunct of the verb, where I can find an Italian restaurant. The sentence is fine. You can drop in category, you can drop where. So these two are not necessary. So these should be adjunct of the verb find. So they should be sister to the VP, not sister to the V. So first I merge in category with this VP, and I have a new VP. So look at here, they have, this is the mother, and it has two children, VP and P. And they are sisters. So they are sisters and they are adjuncts because this is adjunct because it's sister to the P level, not head level. This is not adjunct because it is sister to the head level, but this is adjunct because it is sister to the P level. All right. And finally, we have our where, which is also an adjunct. So again, it should be sister to the P level. Okay. So it's the mother. It has two children, this VP and this DP. So these two are sister. And they are adjunct. I mean, this DP is adjunct. Why? Because it is sister to the P level. Good. So we have the tree for the original sentence. Now we want to draw the tree for question. So remember what I said. When you have yes, no question, or yes, no question, you should have a CP on top of TP. Okay, and this is fixed. So I should see this structure, this construction on top of TP if it is yes, no question. CP, C, TP, and then the C complementizer should have a plus Q feature. And then what happens, the T comes here. Okay. So then we should move T to this position. T. But if it is WH question, like in this case, where can I find? I have a C bar in between CP and TP. So I have CP, C bar, C, TP. And then the T is plus Q plus WH. So now, because it is WH question, I should copy this on top of TP. So let's copy that. So CP, C bar, and then C plus Q plus WH. It says that I am a question and I am WH question. So now the T, like yes, no question, the T should come here and WH should come here. So this is the position for T. I should move my T here, and I should move my WH question word here. And when I say move, it means that you should grab it from the tree, from the original tree, and erase it and leave a T behind. So let's do that. So I should move T here. So what is my T is auxiliary can. So I will do something like this. T auxiliary can. And then I erase it from here. Don't forget to erase, because if you don't erase that, you have 2 copies, and the sentence will be wrong. Okay. So you leave a trace behind, lowercase t, and then you show an arrow like this. So it means that this element here has been moved from this place, and this arrow shows the movement. And then this place is WH. Okay, this place is WH. Let's move WH here. So we have DC where. So I should erase that from here. Now you understand why I use pencil. And I should leave a T behind, a trace behind. And don't forget to show me an arrow. So here in WH questions, we have 2 movements. One movement T to C, and one movement WH word to CP, to the spec CP, the specifier of the CP. Instead of arrows, instead of just showing arrows, you can subscript your traces. You can say T1, and then where does it move here? 1. T2, where does it move here? This way you don't need arrows. Because 1 shows that, okay, this element was here because both of them are co-indexed. And 2 means this where was here because they are co-indexed. Any question? Yeah.
I'm just wondering, isn't it possible to draw? Can't we draw it, you know, like from the beginning without having to move? Can we?
No, you should show me the movement.
Oh.
Because, you mean it is base generated here. That is from the beginning in your mind, it's here. No, it is not here because research, I mean, we do not move these elements just in random, okay? There is some research which shows that there are traces here, okay? So one thing interesting thing is that in trace, when you read a sentence, when you say, where can I find an Italian restaurant in Calgary? In trace positions, if you hear a relevant word, relevant to the category of this trace, for example, here it was where, something like location. Then your brain processes some words faster than irrelevant words. For example, if you hear park, okay, very quickly, if you see park on the screen in this position, very quickly, your brain processes this very fast. But if you hear an irrelevant word to the location, for example, table, your brain processes that word more slowly. And that shows that there was a trace here. There was one element here which has been moved to somewhere else. Any other questions? Okay. Yeah. Good. Now, another exercise. What is the next? So, next sentence is, who have you invited to the party? Who have you invited to the party? Who have you invited the party? Again, let's draw the tree for non-question sentence, non-interrogative sentence. So who have you invited to the party? Will be you have invited who to the party. You cannot put WH question word in random place. It should be in its own place. You have invited John to the party, and then you replace John with who. You cannot say you have invited to the party who, because you cannot say you have invited to the party John. Can you say that in English? Of course, if you can say that, it's non-standard or non-canonical order. You have invited who to the party is the non-interrogative sentence. So you have, you know why I use pencil here, because have is auxiliary, it's the tense and it should move. Sometime in future you have invited. Again, who I use the pencil because it's a WH question word and we know that it will move in future. That's why I use pencil. Okay, you have invited who and then to the party. To the party. Right. Let's identify lexical category. You is a personal pronoun TP. Have is an auxiliary. It should go under tense. Invited is the verb. All WH question words are triangle DP. Who is triangle DP? To is preposition. Oh, I made a mistake. So I should have used pencil, but no problem. The is a determiner, and party is noun. Okay. Now, here I have auxiliary. It should go under tense. So I should have my TP here. So TP, T bar, T. So this should go under T, and then my VP. All right. So the subject simply is this U, which goes under TP. We are fine. Now we have invite. How many complements does invite have? That is, how many objects does it take? I invited, so to the party, let's talk about to the party. Let's build up to the party first. Party is a noun, which is also an NP. DNP is DP. PDP is PP. Okay. Now, let's see which of them are necessary for the verb invite. Can I say you have invited to the party? Can I drop who? Is it grammatical to say you have invited to the party? No. So this means that who cannot be dropped. That's why it should be complement of the verb invite. What about to the party? Can I say you have invited John? Yes? Some people.
Yeah.
So, isn't it the case that you should know from the context that where have you invited John? Is in isolation, out of nowhere, can I say you have invited John? Because if I say you have invited John, in your brain, you should have something that's, okay, you have invited John to the party, to the celebration, to the, I don't know, wedding party. Where have you invited John? So here is the thing. Sometimes it is very tricky to realize one element is complement or adjunct to the verb, because sometimes you are mixing up the prior context. So if you know the context, okay, you might drop this, okay? But if you don't know the context, the sentence seems odd. If I come to the class in the morning, 10 in the morning, and then I say, I have invited John. Because you don't know the context, you might say, okay, invited John to where? You know what I mean? So for this reason, invite is one of those cases which takes two complements, like put. Put example, if I say, I put the book, you should say, I put it on the table. So it needs two complements, okay? So here, invite is one of those cases. It needs two complements. You invite someone, and you invite someone to somewhere. So you should have these two elements, unless there is a prior context that you don't need to say to the party. You say, I have invited John, because I know that, okay, you are talking about wedding party, and then you drop to the party, okay? So in this case, because we have two complements, don't worry, if you, in the exam, if you draw it in a way that it needs one complement, I do not take part on you, okay? You can consider to the party as the adjunct, okay, for the matter of Ling201. But you should know that sometimes the context plays a very critical role. Because it needs two complements, I need a V bar. So for ditransitive verb, if you remember, we had this construction. So one complement goes here, another complement goes here. So I have DP, it is closer to V, it's V bar, and then I have PP, okay. All right. Good. Again, if you don't take it as the complement, if you put here VP as the adjunct, I will accept that. But honestly, it is not complement. It is not adjunct, it should be complement. So now I am done with the original sentence. Or deep structure. This is called deep structure because there is no movement. Now let's move some elements to get to the question. So it is WH question. If you remember, for WH question, I should have CP, C bar, P, TP. And then T should come here. C has plus Q plus WH. feature, and then WH word should come here. So let's do that. So CP D bar and then C plus Q plus WH. So I should bring my T here. So my T is auxiliary have. Good. And I erase it from here. And I leave a trait behind. You can either show them arrow or you can index them as 1. It shows that the tens has been moved to this place from this place because they are co-indexed. And this is WH question word place. So I should bring this guy from here, which I have used 10. And I cannot erase this, but you should erase it. And then leave a T behind, and you should bring it here. DP 2. And then you index it 2. Or you show me an arrow. Now you have the correct surface structure. Let's start from the left. Who, and then it is not pronounced because it's just abstract feature. Who, have, you, it is not pronounced. Invited, not pronounced. To the party. Who have you invited to the party? Okay. Okay. Again, I will copy, I will upload them on 12. Next sentence is did you complete the course evaluation? Okay. So did you complete the course evaluation? So course evaluation, both of them are now, so we should have a compound over there. So again, let's draw the 3-4 non-interrogative sentence. So here I said, do not change any word. So do not change you into I, or you don't need to, for example, make it, because you are not answering, you don't need to change it into completed, because if you want to answer, you should say, I completed, but don't do that. You should say, you did complete the course evaluation. Okay. So let's draw the 3 for that. You, or even let's say, okay, I don't want to make your job more complicated. Just respond to this question. How do you respond that? Did you complete the course evaluation? Yes, I completed the course evaluation. Let's draw 3 for that. And then I will tell you what happened. So instead of I, just do not change the pronoun. Let's leave it you. You completed the course evaluation. Lexical categories. You is a pronoun, personal pronoun, triangle DP. Completed is the verb. The is the determiner. Course and evaluation, both of them are noun. Here we don't have any auxiliary. So when you don't have auxiliary, what goes under tense is plus or minus past. So in this case, because it is completed, it should be plus past. So let's put my TP on the top. So TP. So T bar T, which is plus past feature. Okay, so again, use the pen. Maybe very quickly I need to do that here. You completed the course evaluation. So you is personal pronoun VP, completed the verb, and then the is determiner, or is noun, evaluate noun. So I don't have any auxiliary, plus past to go under tense, TP, T bar, and now T is plus past. You know why I use pencil? Because it should move, it's a question. And then I have my TP here. So this U goes under TP as the subject of the sentence. Something interesting. So, course evaluation, each of them are NP, but the point is that they form a compound. So, and these NP. And now the, for each NP, I should have a determiner. So it's a DP. And then complete needs one complement. The complement is here, the course evaluation. Together they form my DP. All right, this is the sentence, the non-interrogative sentence. And then the original sentence was you complete the course evaluation. So it's not a WH question, it's a yes/no question. And for yes/no question, if you remember, you should have CP, C plus U feature, and then TP, and then this position should be moved tense. So, here is the thing. So let's put that on top of TP first. CP C plus U. And then this position should be my T. Correct? So T. T plus past, huh? And I will remove it from this position. Okay. Imagine that I remove it from this position. Consider it as removed. Doesn't it lack something? What is the surface structure then? I mean, if I move t plus past here, does it change anything? Again, I have you completed the course evaluation with just a bunch of abstract features in your brain because they are not pronounced, they are features, they are in your brain. You don't have did you complete. So here is the thing. When you don't have auxiliary in under your tense, like in this case, this happens only in simple present tense, do or does, and then in simple past did, because all other tenses have their own auxiliaries. Will you complete, or have you completed, or whatever, should you complete. So all of them have auxiliaries. We don't have any problem. For these two tenses, because we don't have any auxiliaries, we do a magic. We use a magic called do support. This is the magic. So when you don't have any tense, when you don't have any auxiliary under tense, when you want to change it into question, you do a magic called do support. It lends you a word from your lexicon. Which word? Do, does, or did. The name is do support. So first, you borrow a word from your lexicon in your brain, which is do, and then you do this. Okay, T. Now, because it is past, you have did. You should have did because it's past. And then because it is did, this T at the end of the word, at the end of the verb, should be also removed. Now you move the new tense, did, to the new position. So I remove it from here. And I put did here. And I leave a trace behind. T1, T1, or maybe you can use arrow. Again, what happened is that because there was no auxiliary under tense, when we wanted to make a question, we had a problem because we moved abstract feature in our brain. We didn't move words. We needed a word to move a word. Our brain borrowed a word from lexicon called do support. Our brain used a technique called do support. It inserted a word here. Because it was past, it should be did. And now we moved did to this place. Yes.
So do we keep that plus the past there instead of auxiliary?
Yeah, you can do. You can keep that, or you can. If you keep that, it shows that okay, initially it was an abstract feature, and then after that you use do support. If you don't keep that, it's fine because you have put do support here to show me that okay, I know there was no auxiliary in this position, and then I use do support to borrow a word from the lexicon in the brain and then move it. Yes.
I'm just wondering, would you also be able to just, rather than saying you completed the first evaluation, would you be able to say you did complete
Yes.
the first evaluation and just?
In that case, you have something under tense, and then you can move it.
Okay, so you could do either.
You can do either. But originally this happens,
Okay.
okay? But it is 201, and then maybe some of you might not take any other linguistic courses. If you want to take some more advanced courses, you should know this. This is what is happening. But again, if you put you did complete, I do not take hard on it. Yes, that's why. And then you did. So question, maybe again one bonus credit. Do you think of other situations other than questions? Because here in questions we use do support. Another situation where you use do support. That is, you have a sentence without a tense, auxiliary. Suddenly out of nowhere, you use do or did. Yes.
She's sung the song.
Sorry?
She sung the song.
Okay.
There's like it's in the past tense, but there's nothing in the front.
Yes, but how do you use did? How do you use did in this sentence? Should did sing a song just for, okay, or you are very close? Okay, I give you a bonus credit, don't worry, but you.
Maybe if someone said she sang a song and we were to question us did it, we would say he did so too.
Okay, it's the same thing. Very, common structure where you use did in your sentence. I don't give you bonus credit because I gave you once before.
I was thinking it's a question form.
Any other?
Did she sing the song?
So yeah, for emphasis, you did sing a song, yes. Where you're very close. How do you make a negative sentence? You didn't sing a song. So when you use negative in all your negative sentences, then you have again do support. That is, you have the tense, you have nothing under tense, no auxiliary, but suddenly out of nowhere you add a new word in your sentence and then you use you didn't support. Okay? So what is your name?
Laura?
Last name?
March.
Laura Marshall. Just if I don't send you an email today, just remind me. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is do support. It happens when you don't have anything under tense and when you want to make your sentence into question format. Okay, so now let's yes.
So in that case, if you said she did not sing the song, will it be did not together that will be under tense?
For now, yes, but later you will learn that there is an intermediate note here called neg phrase, and then not goes under neg phrase, and then did is under tense. But for now, yes, didn't is under tense. Okay. Student just sent me an email about one of the quizzes. I mean, about the last quiz. Maybe I can ask you this question. What is a pronoun? What does pronoun replace? Yes, yes.
I got this wrong and I was confused because there's no context, because if you think about it in the terms of the constituent text, the pronoun replaces the noun, but when you're thinking on the tree, it's replacing the teepee.
How do you say that pronoun replaces the noun in terms of constituency test?
Because you're putting it
Instead of
the noun.
the noun or instead of the DP?
instead of the, in the.
So yes, so sometimes, so when you say the blue book is on the book, on the table, the blue book is on the table. So you say that pronoun replaces the noun. So in that case, if I say the blue it is on the table, which is wrong. So it cannot replace the noun phrase either, because blue book is noun phrase, and then I cannot say something like the it is on the table.
In the example on the slides, it says, I like the blue book. And so
I
it's
like-
it.
I like what?
The blue book,
I like the blue book,
yeah, so then I
like it. So it replaces the blue book. And then the blue book is DP. Okay. So here is the thing. Sometimes if you so the quizzes are, I know it's tricky. So if you say apples are good for you. Okay. And then you might say that, okay, apple is a noun. And then I can say they are good for you. So in this case, pronoun has replaced the noun. But here is the thing, you have not replaced apples with the. So it's NP, and then there is zero determiner. So you have replaced zero apples, that is this construction with they. Okay, so if you say pronouns can replace nouns or NPs, your rule is over generating. That is, you are saying that, okay, you can replace NPs with pronouns. If you have some determiners here, like the, you can say something like the they are good for you, which is wrong. Yes, the trick for that question was that you should consider the constructions where you have overt determiner. If you have zero determiner, it's a little bit tricky to conclude that pronoun has replaced NP or N or DP, because determiner is not pronouns here. Okay. Okay, so next sentence is again
So what would be the answer to the question? So,
DP. Pronoun is an entity which replaces DP.
oh,
Okay. Now, sometimes determiner is zero, sometimes it is not zero. So next question, next sentence. Oh. Is who does he usually see on weekends? So here we have WH question, CP, C bar, C, TP, and then look at this does out of nowhere. You have does. So let's draw the tree. Who does he usually? Who does he usually see on weekends? Okay, now let's change it into non-question. So he usually see who. And you know why I wrote it in pencil? On weekends. And then you can say he usually sees John on weekends. Okay, good. Or as your friend said, you can say, he does usually see who on weekends. If you want to do that, that's totally fine. So lexical category, he is triangle PP. Okay, usually is adverb, which is also an adverb phrase. See the verb. Who is a WH question word, triangle TP. On preposition, weekend is weekends now. You can see that there is no auxiliary in this case. So what goes under tense is minus past because this cease. So let's put our TP on top, TP, and then T bar, and then T minus past, and then VP. So I have usually see who on weekends on VP side and P on subject side. So this DPE goes under TP, very simple. Now let's build up our VP. Weekend is noun, which is also an NP. Now I do not, for each NP I should have a TP. I don't have any determiner here, that's why determiner is 0 or null. Now preposition next to that forms a prepositional phrase. Now, here is the thing. Now look at the verb see. How many complements does it need? Can I drop usually? Can I say he sees who on weekends? Definitely. So usually is adjunct. Sister to VP, not VP. Can I say he usually sees on weekends? Can I drop who or can I drop John? He usually sees on weekends. No. So who, because we cannot drop it, should be complement or sister to the head. So can I drop on weekends? He usually sees who? He usually sees John. So is it okay? Yes. So again, PP should be adjunct because you can easily drop it. So it needs only one complement, which is WH question word. So this is my PP. Now the rest are adjuncts. That is VP, PP, again a new PP, and then adverb phrase and VP. So now this is adjunct. You can see how it is sister to the P level. Adjunct. And then these two merge. Again, these have same mother. So we can say that it's an adjunct. Okay. But this P and B they have complement relationship. All right. Okay, we are done with the original sentence. Now it's WH question word. For WH question word, I should have CP, C bar, C, and then C hat plus Q plus WH feature. C should go here. WH question word should go here, and then C. So I should move my T here And then I should move my WH question board here. Let's move WH question board first here because it's easier. So TP who, it goes here, and then I erase that from here. And leave a trace behind, index it as 1, and then put index here 1. It shows that who was originally here and now it's been moved up here. Now I should move hence, which should have an auxiliary, but it doesn't have auxiliary. So here is the thing. If I move it as an abstract feature, I have who he usually sees on weekends, which is ungrammatical in a standard version of it. What happens is that I should borrow a word from the lexicon, do support. Do support happens first. Do support. Because it is present, it should be does. So does, do does. And then this is removed from end of C. Now I am ready to move this tense, which has a new auxiliary does, to here. Hence, does. And then leave a trace behind. Now I have correct surface structure. Who does he, nothing here. Who does he usually see, nothing here. On weekends. Who does he usually see on weekends? Again, here we didn't have any auxiliary under tense. We used a do support. We borrowed a word from dictionary, from our mental dictionary, which is do or does or did. Because it's present, simple present tense, it should be does. And then move the new auxiliary up. Okay. Any questions so far? Now, let's move to next question, next sentence. So this one is, do you think that I should provide a very short discussion of the topic in the meeting tomorrow? So if you can draw the tree for this one, then you don't need to be worried at all, okay? So it's a long sentence. It has lots of adjuncts, adjectives, adverbs, complements. And then it has that in between. So the red flag. And then you have yes, no question. Now, okay. Let me first. So let's draw three for the non-interrogative sentence because it's a long sentence. I don't want to copy one sentence twice. So if you want to answer that, do you think that I should provide a very short discussion of the topic in a meeting tomorrow? You say, you think that I should provide a blah, 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 okay? So I draw the tree for the sentence, you think that, or you do think that I should provide a very short discussion of the topic in the meeting tomorrow. And then I change it into yes, no question. You should provide well for discussion of the topic in the meeting tomorrow. Right. And you're talking with this big tree. Don't know if it is visible in the recording. Anyway. We have this that. Is it determiner or complementizer? Because you have a full sentence after that. So you should have TP here, and then on top of that is CP, which has C, that, and then on top of that you have you think. So let's pass it on simple. You personal pronoun triangle DP, think is the verb, that is complementizer. As you said, I personal pronoun DP, should is auxiliary, it goes under tense, provide is verb, determiner. What is very? What does it modify? Short. What is short? It's an adjective. The word which modifies an adjective is adverb. So very is adverb because it modifies short. It doesn't modify discussion. So adverb, which is also an adverb phrase. Short is an adjective. Discussion is the noun. Of, remember what I said about of. Preposition. The determiner. Topic is the noun. In preposition. The determiner. Meeting. Noun. Tomorrow can be adverb or noun. Now, let's start from the first. Let's build up our noun phrases, DPs, or adjective adverb phrases. So adverb tomorrow, it doesn't have any complement or adjunct, it's just a simple adverb. And it is adjunct because you can simply drop that. Do you think that I should provide a very short discussion of the topic in the meeting? Sentence is fine, so it should be complement, it should be adjunct of the verb. So remember that. Meeting is a noun, which is also a noun phrase. For each noun NP, I should have it TP. I have the determiner next to that. DNP is DP. Good. And then in is preposition, PDP or prepositional phrase for PP. We are good. And again, if you look at this PP in the meeting, it is also an adjunct because you can simply drop it. Do you think that I should provide a very short discussion of the topic tomorrow? Sentence is fine. In the meeting is adjunct of the verb. All right. Good. Topic again is a noun, which is also a noun phrase. DNP for each noun phrase, I should have the PP. It's DNP is DE. Of is preposition next to that. PDP is a prepositional phrase. What I said about of. Do you remember what did I say about of? Whenever you have of phrase, it should be, yes. No. Yes, All phrase should be complement of the preceding noun. So we have discussion, which is the preceding noun, because it should be complement. They should have same mother, but they should be sister. So NPP, these two are N. So you can see that N and PP, they have same mother, they are complement. Okay. Now, adjective. So adverb very is also an adverb phrase because it doesn't have any complement or adjunct, it's just one single word. But here's the thing, is it necessary for short? It modifies short, but is it necessary? Can I say, do you think that I should provide a short discussion of the topic in the meeting tomorrow? Definitely yes. So it is adjunct of the adjective. So I cannot do something like that. Why? Because if I do that, they have same mother, and these two are sisters, which means that they are complements. But they should be adjuncts. What I should do is first build up adjective phrase. And now I should merge them together. This way, these two are adjuncts. Okay. Now, adjective phrase very short and discussion of the topic, these two merge together and they form NP. And it shows that very short is adjunct because it is sister to P level. And you can simply drop that. You can say, do you think that I should provide a discussion of the topic in the meeting tomorrow? You can simply drop this part. Okay. And now we have NP. I have the terminer next to that. Now DP. Can I drop this big DP from the sentence? Can I say, do you think that I should provide in the meeting tomorrow? So it means that it should be complement of the verb. Directly, I should merge these two together to form VP. Okay. VP. Now, we have two adjuncts in the meeting. Good. One VP and then tomorrow. One VP. Okay. I'm exhausted the VP side. Now, simply auxiliary goes under tense. And then TVP for a T-bar, and then I have my subject ITP. Now, if this part was not, did not exist, this is a full sentence. I should provide a very short discussion of the topic in the meeting tomorrow, and this is the truth. Okay. But we have complementizer that. So remember what I said, you have CP, C, that, and then CP. So I have my C, that, it should merge with TP to form a CP. And then can you drop this big CP? Can I say you think? You think what? So this big chunk should be complement of the verb think, because you cannot remove that. So together they form again a very big VP. Now I have the main subject and I have VP. What is the tense? No tense. I mean, what is the auxiliary? No auxiliary. What goes under tense is minus past because T is present. So T bar and then T, oh, sorry, T minus past. And then TP, oh. Now it's the time for making it into question. What was the question? Do you think that, so it's a yes/no question. So for yes/no question, you have CP, C, C plus Q, and then T should come here. And then this is your T. So let's do that, unfortunately. So, sorry about that. TP, not good, but TP, T, what? So this is for T. This is the position for T. I should move T from here. But here is the thing. There is no auxiliary under tense. What should I do? Do support. I should borrow a word from mental dictionary. Do support. It's present. That's why I use simple do, and then I move do to this place. And then I remove T from this place. And I leave a space behind. Okay. Or you can show me the. Yes.
When we're doing this, like do support, do we not put the units that's not been doing it?
Yes, you should put do support here. You should write something. So we don't have did support, you just say do support. And then by looking at the tense, I mean, because it is past, then it changes it to did. But the magic is called do support. Oh.
Excuse me,
Yes.
we did the,
Yeah.
for the auxiliary. No need to move it, right?
Sorry.
For the auxiliary,
Okay.
the second, they should,
It doesn't move.
okay.
Because it grabs the closer auxiliary.
Okay.
I mean, you apply do support on closer auxiliary, on closer tense. Okay. Now, the last one I think is when do you think I should invite the guest to my wedding party? It's a WH question. You know we have CP, C bar on top of TP. You have some movement. And yeah, let's see. So when do you think? So I should draw 3 for the original sentence. You think I should invite, what was the sentence? The guests? Yes, invite the guest. Invite the guest to my wedding party. When? For example, I should invite the guest to my wedding party next. But you put when at the end of your sentence. Let's draw 3 for this. So, you is personal pronoun, triangle, think is the verb, I personal pronoun, triangle, should, auxiliary, it goes under tense, invite is a verb, the determiner, guest, noun, to preposition, my determiner, wedding is a noun, party is a noun, so we have a compound noun here. And when is subject question or triangle. Now, so okay, so party is a noun, which is also NP. Wedding is a noun, which is also NP. These two together form a compound noun, NP. And then my determiner together they form a DP. Two is preposition. PEP, it forms a DP. All right. Now, guests. Again, a single noun, which is also an NP. Together with determiner, it forms a DP. Now I have the verb invite. If you remember, invite has 2 complements, invite someone to somewhere. Because it is ditransitive, because it has 2 complements, I should have a V bar. So V bar in between. And then with this PP, it is my. All right. Can I drop when? Can I say, do you think I should invite the guests to my wedding party? Definitely. So when is adjunct? It simply merges with my big VP and it forms a bigger VP. Now I have auxiliary, which should go under tense. Tense and VP, they form T bar. And then I have my personal pronoun TP, which is subject. And together with T bar, they form a T. Now, if you remember, I said, how many verbs do we have here? Think and invite. We have 2 verbs. So when you have 2 verbs, you should have 2 TPs. This is 1 TP. And then when you have 2 verbs, you should connect them in some way. So what should I do here? Think needs a complement, definitely. I cannot drop this part. But can I merge TP with verb? Did we have such rule? VDP, yes. But VTP, no, we had a VCP. Complementizer phrase. So it's not a DP. I cannot change it into DP. What can I change it into? Can I change it into CP? How? What if I say there is a null or zero complementizer here? Can I say, do you think that I should invite the guest to my wedding party? So there is a that here, but it is not pronounced. It's being dropped. So that's why it is zero, like zero determiner. So I have my CP, but C is here, but it's no, it's zero. Now I can merge V with CP to form VP. Okay? So here is one of those cases where your brain might miss red flag because of that. Because it's zero. That is hidden. Okay, now we have T bar, T and then TP. This U goes under subject position, and we have C, T, which is minus past feature. Because there is no answer between U and T. Now I want to change it into question, and it is WH question. So for WH question, I should have CP on top. WH goes here, WH question board, C bar, C plus Q plus WH, and then your T should go here. So let's move WH question board, which is easier. So I move it here, this position, DP, when index 1, and then I leave it phrase 1 here. Now I should move my T here. Remember, there is no auxiliary here. What should I do? If there is no auxiliary under tense, what should I do in making question, in forming a question? I should use do support. Borrow a word with minus past. It should be do. Add do here. So do support. Now move the whole sentence here and index them. When do you think I should invite the guests to my wedding party? So we have done 12, we have run 3, 4, 12 kind of complicated sentence. I don't think you should have big problem. Any questions? We have one problem that left from morphology, but any questions about phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax? There is no semantics or pragmatics. You don't need to read those chapters. Okay. Now, this was about drawing trees, and I will upload the will upload them on the board. Now, let's work on this problem set. It says so it says it's from Foray, a language spoken in New Guinea. And then it says identify the morphemes that correspond to the following English words, as well as the question and statement marker. So here it's a little bit more complicated because you have sentences instead of words. So, but again, so here is the thing. In this problem set, I warn you, I'm giving you a warning. You should have a lot of, you should make a lot of, guesses, and you change your initial guess. It doesn't mean that you are not strong in morphology. This is how it works. That is, first you make an initial hypothesis and guess, and then based on new observations, you modify your initial guess. So let's start. So identify, so let me just write what more things we need. I, E, Ray, equal, then they will, and then eat, and then yesterday, today, need question marker. That is, if you want to make a question, what more you use? If you want to make a statement, what more? Now let's start. Now, compare 1 and 4, right? 1 and 4. I said, find the similarities in the original language, find the similarities in the translation, remove them, and then what is remaining should correspond to. Okay, 1 and 4, Natui means I ate yesterday, and Natani means you ate yesterday. So it seems that if I compare 1 and 4, I ate yesterday, or maybe let's compare 1 and 8 because it's easier. I ate yesterday, we ate yesterday. So what is common here? Not two, and then here ate yesterday. So what is remaining is this we here, which should be I, and then this me here, which is we. Okay, are we good? And let's check our guess. So our initial guess is that I is we and me is we. Okay, this is our guess. Let's see if it is supported. So maybe if you compare 1 and 4, you can see that this we has changed to ni. So it is supported. What about what about 1 and 12? I ate yesterday, they ate yesterday. This, oh. So what's the problem here? If you compare 1 and 12, 1 is I ate yesterday, 12 is they ate yesterday. Ate yesterday is,
I have.
is it?
You made a mistake.
Yeah, maybe I made a mistake. So what is the, let me double check. So we have Natubi, Nagatubi, Nakubi, Nakani, Nakanao, Naki, Nakiao. Okay, Natumi, Nagatumi, Nagasusi is number 14 in my version. So sorry for that. So Naku, oh, number 10. What? Number 9. Nagasumi, we ate today. Number 10, Nakumi, we will eat, okay. Number Nakusi, we will eat. And then Natavi, they ate yesterday. And then Natasi, they ate yesterday. Okay, it's correct. So let's come back to see what is happening. It's one of those places where we should change our initial again. So, what about, let's continue, and then we will come back to this problem. What about he? If we compare say, now he will eat, and maybe, okay, maybe number 6, now he will eat, and number 3, now who I will eat. Let's find the similarities. Now he will eat, okay. And then here, not. Okay. And it means that what is remaining, I is Uri. And he is E. So he is E. I is U. So it means that this U should also be included in R. So I is Ubi. And then if it's Ubi, then okay, now look at number 8. We are changing our initial guess. This not means 8 yesterday, so V is 2D. Correct? Are we fine? Are we good? So we made an initial guess, but when we wanted to confirm that, it seems there was a problem. And then we double checked and we made some modifications. So now let's confirm our guess. So if 8 yesterday, look at here, 8 yesterday, where is 8 yesterday? 8 yesterday is not. Okay. Now look at number 4. 8 yesterday is not. So if not is 8 yesterday, what is remaining is, okay, on. On is you, of course, here we don't, I mean, it hasn't asked us about you, but let me add it. So on is you. What about if 8 yesterday is not, so look at number 12. 8 yesterday is not. What is remaining is they, which corresponds to all. So they, just a simple they is all. And then again, not means 8 yesterday, here in number 13. And what is remaining is daily dual, that is day 2 people, for example, which corresponds to this RC. All right. Good. Now, now let's go for maybe eat yesterday, today, these things. Because for we don't have a minimal pair. Because this is we will eat, we don't know what we will eat is. Maybe we can, because we will eat, compare 10 and 11. No, we don't, we will eat. Let's find the similarities here is naku. Naku means we will eat. And then it seems that what is remaining is be here, me. Oh, B is uni. So if uni is B, then knock is B, B is uni, and then knock is with the number 11. Number 11 knock is with each. Then what is remaining is pussy. Pussy is the wall. Yes.
What does the withdrawal, what would it mean?
It means you and I, we only 2 people, not more than 2 people. Because in some languages, like Arabic is the same thing. You have 2 types of plural. One type is like English, but one type is only 2.
Oh.
Okay. Or they dual means he and his friend, only 2 people, not more. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, let's compare number 1 and 2. So in number 1 and 2, I8 is similar. So let's find similarity here. So what is similar here is here at the end will be and this not at the beginning. So what is remaining is this T in the middle. So this should be yesterday. Okay. And then this gas, I think, should be today. Good. All right. And let's compare for the heat. So I know what yesterday means. I know what I is. So this 8 should be this now. So now at the beginning should be verb. All right. Now 8, or eat, sorry. So you have eat at the beginning of, so in this language, it seems that the language starts with verb. So verb is, so in English, you start with subject, verb, object, but in this language, verb, it starts with a verb. Because na is at the beginning. So, we have will. What about number 3 and number 10? So in number 3, we know I is uni, and we know we is uni, okay, 3 and 10. And we know na is eat. So na is eat, na is eat. So what is remaining is this morpheme cup. So will is cup. And then you can see that here. Again here, will eat. Yes. Again here, will. So it seems that it starts with a verb, okay, in the word order. It starts with a verb, and after verb, you have your tense, which is either yesterday, today, or will, tomorrow, for example. And then you have your subject. Where tense subject. And what about question and statement? Any idea? Yes.
You can change the last vowels when they have.
So in questions, these two are questions. You can see that we have ow. So let's compare 6 and 7. Naki and Naki, and then here Naki. So it seems that the question is this ow. If it is question, you add ow at the end. Otherwise, you add e at the end. That is, for a statement, you have e at the end. For question, you have ow at the end. And if that's the case, then these e are just statement marker. It is not pronoun. So I should again make some changes. So these e should be removed from the pronoun. So, u, he, un, how, whose, and then on. So E is statement marker. So the word order, verb, tense, subject, and then whether question or statement marker. This is the word order in this language. Yes, it was difficult, I know. Don't look at me like this. But it's what it is. It's more bold. So what is it good for? They are doing, I don't know, a lot of, exploring the space, or why should we care about this? So it's good in languages where you don't have enough documentation. For example, indigenous languages everywhere, because there is not official grammar or book or documents which explains the grammar in that language. So if you know this, you can find the rules, you can find the grammar, and then you can teach new learners of that indigenous language, especially endangered languages. Here in Canada, they do a lot of things. So this is good for language documentation. And the way it works, linguists make the translations, and then they go to the field study. They ask some indigenous people, and then they ask them to translate these translations, these English sentences into, for example, that endangered language. And then they come back and try to find it. Here we have some people who do this. Okay. Okay, so did we answer all the questions for this? So describe. Yes. And then it says, give the words for the following. He ate yesterday, so he is E. So first I should put my verb, ate is now. And then I should my tense, which is past, yesterday, not. And then I should add my subject, which is E. And then the statement marker, not T. So not E means he ate yesterday. So not is ate, ta means yesterday, he means he, and then this final marker is statement. And finally, they will, oh, sorry, it was a question. So if it was a question, the final marker E should be out. What? And based on that, you can guess what other they ate today means, or they will eat. Okay. Any questions? So we are done with our review sessions. You can send me emails if you have any question. Oh, let me just stop recording.